Hafide, and welcome back to Healthy Living. All week long, we've been soliciting viewer questions via Facebook, Twitter, and email in regards to tonight's topic, family health. Let's get to your questions. We have a question from Danny B, who writes, I've had a head cold for almost 2 weeks now, and I don't want to take over-the-counter medications anymore because they always seem to be getting recalled. What can I do to get better without relying on these medications?
I think that's a great question. The first thing is to make sure that Danny doesn't smoke. I hope that you can quit smoking if you do, because that'll hold you back from healing. Otherwise, if you're a non-smoker and you continue to have congestion, steaming is very helpful. You can boil up a hot pot of water with some Vicks in it and put a towel over your head and breathe in that steam, and that will help loosen up some of the mucus. Vitamin C, plenty of fluids, some chicken soup, and most of all, rest. Understanding it takes time to heal, staying away from other sick people. And one of my favorite medications to use that usually hasn't been recalled is Benadryl to help your symptoms.
Another question comes from Melanie from the village of Sinahanya. She asks, my 2-year-old daughter has what I think is eczema behind her knees. I've been applying lotion, but it's not healing. What is the best treatment for this? Do I need a prescription?
That's also a great question. We'll see a lot of this, and yes, it is eczema. Eczema just means itchy, dry, sensitive skin. It tends to happen behind the knees and here at the elbows because that's where the skin will rub, and it's very thin skin, and so it will tend to get chafed more easily. So the mom is already doing the right thing by moisturizing. Now, when you're moisturizing, what are you trying to do? You're trying to seal in water, okay? Not anything else. So what you want to do is when the child comes out of the shower, having used some mild soap, okay? Come out of the shower, pat dry, and then immediately apply your moisturizer behind the knees. As far as choosing what kind of moisturizer, if you use lotion, those are very water-based, and they're light and they're pleasant, but they don't really do the job. So better than that, we should use a cream, or better yet, an ointment. Vaseline works really well. It's cheap and effective. Some people don't like it because it's sticky. So there are some other over-the-counter creams that you could use, but always choose the stickier the better. Okay, that will help a lot. Then you have over-the-counter cortisone. Again, always choose an ointment, not a cream, to help you not only just moisturize the skin, but settle down any inflammation that the child may have there.
Okay. Another question from Jane C. How can you tell the difference between a stomach flu and food poisoning?
And again, an excellent question. Sometimes you can't tell. You try to remember, what did I eat? Did anybody else get sick? In general, with a stomach flu, though, there will be some other symptoms, such as a runny nose or a little fever. With stomach flu, food poisoning after having ingested some bad food, the symptoms can be very rapid in their onset. You know, within a couple of hours of having eaten a bad food, they'll be vomiting and diarrhea. So basically, for both conditions, monitoring, giving lots and lots of fluids, staying away from milk products, because those are hard to digest, and making sure that you're well hydrated.
And finally, our last question, they simply write, worried mom. My son has fallen and hurt his head a couple of times during rugby games. How can I tell if he has a concussion? What are the signs?
Right. This is rugby season, and as far as a concussion, you know, they can be very mild, where there's just a ding on the head. The child may have a headache, may have a little bit of disorientation, a little dizziness, progressing to more severe, such as, you know, already vomiting, severe headache, loss of consciousness. And one of the other important symptoms is memory loss, focusing problems and concentration problems. So actually there are guidelines for if your child has had 2 bumps on their head already during sports, they should definitely be evaluated. In fact, after one serious concussion in which you've had either a loss of consciousness or a pretty strong memory loss of the event, you shouldn't play anymore during that season. So I think the mom's right to be worried and go get the child checked.
Okay, well, thank you so much. Lots of great information. If you'd like to, next week our Healthy Living topic will be environmental allergies plus psoriasis and eczema. If you have a question, email us at healthyliving@kuam.com, Facebook or Twitter. Coming up, we'll have this week.